people's psychic about money and so forth. So
this is a very interesting topic, and definitely has a lot to do with with our show and with our viewing audience, because they're influenced a lot, obviously, with different aspects of their psychology. And one thing that Jim and I talk about a lot is the media. Do you see a media influencing people's psychology, where they have 24-hour newscasts, and you've seen the shows and I've seen the shows, and some of them are very dreary. The end of the world as we know it, and they use words like depression and mass unemployment and so forth. Do you see that affecting people, the way people invest, the way people think, the way people act? Maybe business owners don't hire new employees or don't try to go into new markets?
I think they're definitely influenced by it. If you think about it, what happens in your own home, in your own neighborhood, in your own community may actually be pretty good. And there's communities around the area where we are right now. Some are doing very well and some aren't. But when you have the world's bad stuff coming into you through television, through your newspaper, through the internet, and you're seeing it over and over again, I think it can impact the sense that you have about what's going on in the entire world. And there's always good and bad going on in the world, but when you're reading it and focusing on it so intently, I think it can almost create a sort of paralysis. Like, what can I personally do when all this bad stuff is going on? So I think you're onto something there. It definitely has an impact on it.
of course, my guess is, and knowing just a little bit about your field, you'd probably suggest just turn it off, wouldn't you?
Or reduce it. I mean, as you know from being in the field that you're in, does it help somebody if they check? As somebody told me they recently did. This guy told me, I check my IRA
every day?
Every day, several times a day. He said, I don't feel better until I go to bed at night. Why would somebody check a long-term investment on a regular basis during the day? Because it lowers their anxiety a little bit to do that, because they're doing something. And activity is the antidote to anxiety, but what you want them to do is something that's proactive, that makes sense, that can help them, not sort of punching themselves in the eye over and over again, which is the result of watching bad news, checking balances on things that you know are going down. I mean, he's aware of what's happening in the world and can see that things are kind of dreary all over the place, but it doesn't help to keep checking it. So I do suggest sometimes people do a news fast, but maybe just for a day or part of a day. Don't check the news quite so often. Don't read the headlines right before you go out in the morning. If, as we said in a prior show, if something really bad happens, people will tell you.
Right. That's really fantastic to say.